760 and WCCSradio.com. And good morning to you. It's a beautiful Monday. Boy, you want this kind of weather for the Indiana County Decathlon, don't you, Barb? This would be nice.
Yeah, this would be awesome.
Dig something like this. Our conversation with the folks from the Indiana County Decathlon brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And joining Barb Hague in the studio this morning is Kevin Patrick. Once more, we get to talk with him, too. Good morning to both of you.
Hello.
Good morning.
It's good to have you both with us. Got a couple of events coming up this week.
We do. Yesterday was the Mother's Day walk and tea with Cindy Rogers, which was, I'm assuming it was a really nice time. Cindy was looking forward to it as always, and she had made stinging nettle dip and something with knotweed and some violet tea. So if you didn't catch it this year, make sure you sign up next year. She's been doing it for about 25 or 30 years.
Kevin, you didn't have any of those things.
I know you. I can see your face. You're wondering what stinging nettle dip tastes like.
It's delicious.
I'm not wondering all that much.
Is it stinging?
No, once you cook it, the sting goes away.
You have the sore throat afterwards because of the nettle's part.
Right. What's the antidote to stinging nettle? It grows with it.
Probably jewelweed.
The jewelweed. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have jewelweed tea with your stinging nettle dip.
Really? Wow. So there you go. That happened.
That happened. And now we have Wednesday is the spring walk with a forester at Yellow Creek.
Oh.
So Lisa Meadows will be there. She's the educator at Yellow Creek, and also Chris Faxinger, who's our DCNR service forester for this area. And he's going to give a walk around the woods and talk about different forestry things and some identification of invasives as well as natives. And that'll be fun. It's on Wednesday evening at 5:15 at the North Shore Pavilion of Yellow Creek.
Yeah. Now, there's a little bit of rain in the forecast. You might want to wear your boots.
Always, especially the last few days.
Yeah.
It's a good idea just to wear your boots right now all the time.
No matter where it is, even on a sidewalk.
It's coming.
Not a bad idea, but we're really looking forward to, not that we're not looking forward to that, but we're looking forward to Kevin's walk on Saturday in Blairsville.
Kevin,
Blairsville.
Take folks through Blairsville, huh?
Yes. Our walk through downtown Blairsville, which we've done before. I looked
2016.
I looked at that Barb and I did a hill-to-hill history hike in 2016. And we started at the cemetery and walked down Market Street all the way to Bairdstown. And it was 2016, which was a long time ago.
Which was a long time ago. It was our test case for the Indiana County Decathlon. So we did 3 that summer, 1 in June, 1 July, 1 August, and yours was first.
Right. And it really brought people out.
It did. It did.
We had a string of people that went all the way.
There were 60 people.
It was 60 people walking down Market Street in Blairsville. People came out just to see the parade.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And it was 3 hours later, we were in Bairdstown, and there were still 20-plus people with us.
Right.
Yeah.
It was more like the Baton Death March. It was
maybe not quite, Kevin.
Well, we did lose 40 people. I don't know where they went, but no, it was so it was great. It was a great event. People came out for it.
Yeah.
We'll be doing something similar. We're starting with the
but
diamond.
shorter.
But what I always have to tell people that this is a join us whenever and leave us whenever kind of thing. I hate at the end of this thing when it's 3 hours later, and it's not going to be 3 hours later, but who knows?
True.
It wasn't. But we walked all the way from the cemetery to Bairdstown.
Yeah, that was a long walk.
That was a long walk. Right? So we're starting on the diamond at Market and Liberty. We'll walk. We'll probably go down to Bairdstown. That's always fun. It's virtually a ghost town. It's in the floodway, so all the buildings had to be raised.
Yeah.
But some of the foundations are there. Some of the streets are there. So it's always kind of interesting going into Bairdstown because it's like a ghost town. And then we'll work our way back east on Market Street and go through downtown Blairsville, talk about buildings, talk about things that aren't there anymore, and work our way around back to the diamond.
So when you walk through Blairsville coming up, and again it's Saturday, have you determined a time yet, Barb?
Yeah, that's at 10:30.
10:30. Okay, it says TBA on my sheet. That's why.
Oh, sorry. You got
It's
an
okay.
old sheet.
I did get an old sheet, didn't I? But when you walk through and you see the different buildings and you point out things about those buildings to folks, architecturally, what's interesting about Blairsville?
What I like about Blairsville is Blairsville had a number of different stages in its evolution, and you can still kind of see those stages. It starts with as a turnpike town. It was laid out at the same time the Northern Turnpike was opened through this part of Pennsylvania from Harrisburg to Hollidaysburg to Blairsville to Pittsburgh. So the Turnpike and Blairsville come at the same time, and then the canal comes. And Blairsville is sort of oriented towards the Conemaugh River, and then the railroad comes, and the downtown shifts to the east, closer to the railroad depot, and then the automobile comes, and Market Street becomes part of the William Penn Highway, and then the east end of town develops with a variety of different garages and gas stations and showrooms, and so Blairsville still represents. You can see it in the buildings or in the streets. That evolution over time, which is always neat.
And people probably don't look at it that way.
No.
And so it opens a few eyes.
Right. A lot of people go through these landscapes every day, and you see it so often you don't see it anymore.
Yeah.
And then we try to shine a light on it, and so that you see it again.
Is there a building or two that is outstanding or is exemplary of a particular style for a particular period?
I know this. I feel like I'm on trivia again. I'll come up with this answer 5 minutes after we're done. But there's a number of buildings in East Market Street that represent that early Federalist period from the early 19th century. There's some nice Italianate buildings, and the Einstein Opera House is always sort of a great building. It was right across from the old Murphy building that was taken down recently. And Union Hotel, which is kind of a great example of a Second Empire hotel that's been there since the railroads came through town.
I remember there was an Art Deco, something with an Art Deco facade, maybe some elements of Art Deco. No?
Oh, you know what? There used to be the Brown Block. That building was taken down.
Oh. Okay.
And it had vitrolite, sort of this pigmented structural glass that they put on the front of the buildings in the late 30s, 40s to make it look modern. And that building had that. It had black vitrolite on it. The building across the street used to be a drugstore. Was it Dickey's? It was on the corner of Market and Walnut. And that still has a little kind of, it's greenish pigmented glass. The building is old, but they modernized with that material in the late 30s and 1940s, and that one still has a little bit. In fact, they made some of that glass in Blairsville just for a few years. From 1935 to 1938, they were making that structural glass at the old Columbia plate glass plant.
I remember
it. That used to be down there.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember it.
I was going to say.
I remembered that it was there.
Right. You remember hearing something about it. Right?
Yeah.
It was closed in 38. They used to make windshield glass for Ford, and then they made windshield glass for Fisher Body at General Motors. But it was closed during the Depression, and then that too was in the floodplain and in the floodway, and everything was taken down when they built the Conemaugh Dam in 1952.
Well, that whole section of town in Blairsville, down around Bairdstown, and then working up toward where the Diamond is now, that was the Vail Tech section of town.
Yes.
Where my dad worked his entire career. And,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So I used to spend my summers at Vail Tech with my dad. Every year we would pick out an old car, an old wrecked car that they would get in, and he and I would build it, rebuild it, and then we would sell it for the kids' college funds.
Oh, that's great.
So we used to go down. I used to spend my summers in Blairsville doing those sorts of things.
Right.
So, and that was, that whole end of town, that was always a great mystery to me, those buildings down there.
Yes, because an urban renewal project came through Blairsville in the late 60s, and the old Diamond, which was the center of the original town, became the Vail Tech campus. Mm-hmm. And then it was Wyotech, still Wyotech. They moved out onto 22.
Yeah. So this is all going to happen on Saturday, Barb, and everybody's invited.
Everyone's invited. Come on down.
Come on down to Blairsville.
She was standing and looking at the two of us just yakking about old Blairsville, and she's like, really? You guys are going to get into this now?
Oh, it's cool. I like hearing it. I love hearing history.
Sure.
So
Yes.
you've got this coming up this weekend, Barb.
Yes.
And then next week you've got the sweater walk.
The sweater walk on 143 Day. So the sweater walk is in honor of Fred Rogers. It's going to be at Buttermilk Falls. Mm-hmm. It's on a Thursday, May 23rd at 6 p.m.
May 23rd, of course, around these parts lately, you've required a sweater.
Yeah, true.
So the sweater's a good idea for the sweater walk.
It is, and it's really shady and cool by the water in at Buttermilk Falls, so it's not a bad idea. So bring your nicest Fred Rogers sweater, and we'll show them off to each other. But 143 Day is Mr. Rogers' wait for his adult life, but also 143 represents the number of letters in the phrase, each of the words in the phrase "I love you." So 143.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Buttermilk Falls has a great historical connection to Fred Rogers.
Correct. His grandfather, Mr. McFeely, owned Buttermilk Falls, so that's where he spent a lot of his childhood times running around Buttermilk Falls.
And that's where wasn't a swimming pool above the falls.
Yes, there was a swimming area, and you can still see some
You can
of the
still see part of the swimming pool. That was built right above the falls.
Yeah, which would have been really cold.
Did you say you're swimming?
No.
Get your sweater on, jump in the water.
There you go.
Well, you could wait if you want to.
Yeah, people will come out to see that, Barb.
Yes.
I can't guarantee it.
So you're thinking that so on 143 Day, Barb will be swimming in her sweater at the old swimming pool at Buttermilk Falls.
Now,
Maybe.
there he is. He's making up stories there. Barb. All right. So really, seriously, though, because we only have a moment left, this architectural walk coming up on Saturday.
Yes.
The walk at Buttermilk Falls on Thursday, the 23rd.
Correct.
One other event on June the 1st. That's the Nature Palooza event. And that's it for the decathlon.
Right.
Yeah.
And this Wednesday, the Spring Tree Walk with the Forester. Yeah. And we had a really great season of events. The Walk with the Dock was fantastic. The slow roll bike ride, though it was the weather was not very cooperative, we had a lot of really great partners who came out for it. The Family Fitness Challenge brought a lot of young kids this year, which we've had older kids before, so that was really fun too.
And Kevin brought his book with him today.
Yeah.
I did, because this is the award-winning Near Woods, A Year in an Allegheny Forest.
Turn it toward the camera there. There you go.
And this is to remind me that I'll be doing a White's Woods walk, a Sunday stroll through White's Woods, which will be next Sunday,
the 19th,
May 19th at 1:30. Meet us at the 12th Street entrance. We'll take a walk in the woods. We'll see what kind of wildflowers are up.
Oh, fantastic.
Beautiful.
Oh, fun.
Beautiful. All right. Hey, this has been very fun here today. We appreciate this.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, as always.
Barb Hague, Kevin Patrick. It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. We did it again, boys and girls. We went right up to the marker. Fox News is coming up next at the top of the hour, and then it is a visit from the WCCS newsroom with Josh Widdison. We're at, I think 44 was the last temperature we got. We'll update that for you when we get to the news, too. It's Indiana in the Morning on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160.